Hello and welcome back to some Diablo 4. Today we're just going to be looking at my build because we've just, well, my last video I completed a tier 7 horde, which puts me in a position where I can quite happily say this build can do tier 7 hordes, which is basically the end game content. There's tier 8 above it, but tier 7 gets you nether iron gets you more powerful gear, and everything's great. Wow, we've maxed out our resistances finally. But yeah, so here's my Blood Surge Necro. I did take, so the Paragon board, if you want to look it up, I did take the one from mobalytics.gg. It's the Unkillable God Surge, perfected Blood Surge, but the no Ubers Paragon board. Just really nice, gives you a good bump to your health and just helps out quite a lot. I'll just quickly go over things. I can't remember what order I unlocked the board in, but yeah, if you follow that Unkillable God Surge, no Ubers Paragon board, you'll get the usual glyphs for this sort of build. So an Amplify, Control, Corporeal, Dominate, Essence, Exploit and Sacrificial. Don't use any of the others. Skill tree wise, I think I've changed a few things from the same no Ubers build. I've also taken some inspiration from the Omega Blood Surge build on mobalytics.gg. But yeah, I mean, we've got one rank in Hemorrhage and then Advanced Hemorrhage just to literally unlock this. We don't really use, they're just on the skill, on the bar for some, because I haven't removed them basically. Actually, I can do that. We can remove them. That's literally your two skills, Blood Surge and Blood Mist. Screw everything else. You don't need it. So we need 3 on Hewn Flesh, and then basically everything into Blood Surge and Paranormal Blood Surge. It's just ridiculous. We do focus a lot on getting overpowers. So we've got one rank in Blood Mist and Enhanced Blood Mist, purely as the get out of jail free, and casting a skill that overpowers reduces Blood Mist by 2 seconds. Really nice if you're finding yourself getting into trouble a lot. I try not to use it until I am in desperate need. Maybe there's a load of AoE crowd control effects going off, and I'm just like, screw this, get out fast. Don't know why I have 1 rank in Spiked Armor. I really don't need that, and I'm still over the, I think I put it in for the armor cap actually. But yeah, we can have that skill point back now. And then obviously Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death, really nice. That might be 12% movement speed as well. Oh no, I can't put any more in. I've already got those. I was thinking I could put more skills in there. So Death's Embrace at 3 and Death's Approach at 3. Iron Maiden, 1 rank into Iron Maiden, the rest is from my armor. And probably, oh, they're both quite nice actually. Oh, so we got 1 rank in Decrepify. Enemies hit. Okay, we don't really need to... Yeah, we don't have minions. Enemies hit while affected with Decrepify. This is the thing, I haven't really looked through this since I set up this build, and I didn't look massively at it. Oh yeah, we've got amplified damaged. It's more damage to cursed enemies. I don't feel like we need this, because we don't really have any active cooldowns. So we can probably save that as well. And I would probably put Abhorrent Iron Maiden on, just for the more heals. More heals generates more essence, and the cycle continues. It's wonderful. Then we're basically maxing out most of this Corpse and Macabre life bit, apart from Transfusion. But we have 1 point and doubling the chance of Blood Orbs. If I hadn't put that on, I would have probably maxed that out as well. Tides of Blood is wonderful. Basically shows everything there. That's just from items, but nothing else in the Macabre skills stuff. Just don't need it. Then we're down into ultimates. We don't take an ultimate because we don't need it. I think there's a couple of these builds that, rather than have Blood Mist, they run like Bone Storm or something like that, just as a way of like a get out of jail free card when you're in trouble. Inspiring Leader, while you're healthy, gain more critical strike chance, just for yourself. Don't really need it, but it's great. Critical strike chance is nice, especially when it mixes with your overpower hits. It's just bananas. Damage reduction, while you have no minions, and an extra 60% on the bonuses while sacrificing your minions, so I don't have any minions. And then we're using Rathma's Vigor for the overpower every 12 seconds. And yeah, after being healthy for 12 seconds, your blood overpower, this time it is reduced by 2 every time a blood orb heals or over heals you. So I think my blood orbs heal me for close to 7,000 or 8,000 life at times. Every one I collect, things, yeah, which is why I want this. If I could save something from somewhere else, I would probably throw it on Transfusion, just for the more blood orbs. Book of the Dead, everything's sacrificed. Skirmishers, skeletal mages on bone, and iron. Again, critical strike damage, overpowered damage, and critical strike chance. Really nice, keeps you quite high. That is actually a little on the low side. I did have it up to like 90% at one point. But I couldn't sustain it with needing to get some things like resource cost reductions. But my gear isn't perfect either. My gear is fairly typical of, like, you've got something good and like there's one greater aspect I think on everything. I haven't even got a greater aspect on my crown, no greater aspect on my gloves, no greater aspect on my breeches, or on the Banished Lord's Talisman. Yeah, can hardly talk. I've had a few, but they've never been on anything good, and they've usually been crap on other stats, so I haven't used them. I haven't even got a greater aspect on my focus. And yeah. So yeah, stats are pretty good. We've got a decent amount of life, so that puts us at just over 60,000 when we are firing off a Elixir of Fortitude, which you will need, because this build doesn't have huge amounts of damage reduction. If I could get a Doombringer, I would probably be less likely to use Elixirs of Fortitude because it adds extra healing, and I'd probably be going for critical strike chance. But I don't have a Doombringer, so yeah, we don't worry about that. Rest of the stats: healing from blood orbs, 28% of my health. So yeah, every time I pick up a blood orb, I should be getting an overpower from it. I don't think it quite works that way, but some things just don't. Blood surge effect size is something that we try and temper to quite a lot. So the bigger that is, the better. I did have it up at like 80% at one point, but I swapped out a few pieces and I lost quite a lot. Unlucky hit, stun freeze vulnerable, just really helpful, especially the vulnerable, to get the extra vulnerable damage. That has to be on a ring. There it is. I've not got a terrible roll on it. It's not the best. I could have an extra 4% on that. But yeah. But now we'll have a look at my gear now. So we start off with a Crown of Lucian. As we're masterworking this, we really want to look for the maximum to get Masterwork to increase maximum life. Maximum life is key to this build, because the more we can heal, the bigger chunks we can heal, the more we can overpower. On your chest piece, I've got Embalmer's aspect on it. I'm tempering for total armor because we need, like, if I remove that, yes, I would lose how much armor? 1,600 armor, but I actually lose, oh, we're in the wrong slots. I would actually lose most of my armor. So yeah, you need that total armor, and as you can see, mine's tempered, mine's masterworked it up twice, which is why it's that yellow colour. You just need it because this has to be maxed out. Cura's Embrace, another unique for your gloves. I have re-rolled this on masterworking many times, trying to get the second skill down, the blood surge drains. I really want blood surge drains to be as high as possible, just because it helps spawn blood orbs and increases your health regen from elites. And obviously increasing your health regen increases your overpowered procs, so it's great. Blood Moon Breaches. This is something I didn't really understand why we were using it when I first started this build. Curse duration, don't really need that tempered up or masterworked up. It's really overpower damage and maximum life. They're the ones you really want to increase, but I will probably re-roll this once I've got some more nether iron and can afford to. Doom Treads of the Cursed Aura. Now, this is, you have to have this on, again, try and get maximum life, and probably, yeah, the lucky hit to stun is a good second, but maximum life is, again, really important. But you automatically curse enemies around you. Now, if you remember from where we were with the abilities, where was it? So, deal an increased 12% damage to cursed enemies. So we're doing more damage. We're also getting healed when a cursed enemy dies, because it's applying both of these. It's a 10% chance for them to be stunned. Yeah. And we don't really need the enhanced bit, but we want Abhorrent, I think. I've only just put that on earlier, so I don't know how well that's going to work. Hopefully it does smash my life up a lot, because I'm automatically cursing everything that comes in a certain aura, which is nice. It's just really nice. Mace, you want the mace on your weapon, or you want to use a mace as your weapon. Damage, overpower, that's what we want. Blood damage and blood surge nova size are part of the tempers that you really want. I would probably re-roll this to try and either get purely blood surge nova size increase or maximum life. Again, life's really important, because the higher your life, the bigger your heals are going to be from blood orbs and whatever. Your focus, again, blood surge nova size. I've got maximum life increased on my Masterworks right now. Critical strike chance is important. Resource cost reduction is important as well, just for that essence management. I prefer the cost reduction over the resource generation, just because it's more manageable. Resource generation is just a percentage, like, chance to resource generation is a chance. It increases your overall generation, but it's not perfect. Like, if you fire it off and don't hit a couple of things, you're not generating any resource, any essence. Whereas if it just costs you less, which mine's down to 18 now, if I were to take that off, and that off, it would be costing me 30. So I've nearly halved the cost of my main attack. So even though I've only got 100 essence, I can near cast it twice as many times. And if I don't hit anything, I've only used half the cost. And yeah, that one's more what I would like out of the Masterwork increases from my weapon. I'd like it on life and nova size. We got, oh yeah, we didn't talk about sacrifice bonuses increase by whatever percent. So we've sacrificed all of our things. So critical strike chances increased by 15 plus another 49%. I haven't obviously maxed that one out yet, but yeah, won't be long. What did we have on that? Yeah, this is where our essence sort of... No, this isn't. So I've recently put this on and it's made a massive difference. The untimely death. Each percentage of your maximum life you heal beyond 100% grants you more critical strike damage. It also means I can drink a potion at full health and I generate a load of... there you go. From the Starlight aspect, I generate more resources, more essence, for every 20% of life that you heal. That does include overheal. So drinking a potion at full health overheals you for a load and dumps a load of essence in you. So if you ever run out of essence with this, you can just pop a potion at full health and bang, you've got a load of 33%. So you gain 80 from a single potion, roughly 80 you should get. So yeah, that's just a good aspect to have, even if it isn't suggested in any of the two build guides that I followed, either the Unkillable God Surge or Omega Blood Surge. I don't think either of them recommended Untimely Death. But yeah, Blood Bathe Band, resource cost reduction is, yeah, tempered twice on, or Masterwork twice increase on that. Blood overpower damage and resource cost reduction. You definitely need the lucky hit chance for vulnerable on a ring. At least one of your rings needs it. Critical strike chance is important, as you can see mine's greater aspect. And then maximum life. Basically, this build wouldn't work without that vulnerable damage and the high critical strike chance and the high life. So you have to have that on at least one ring. And then your other ring, really, you don't need the intelligence, even though it's nice. But critical strike chance is, yeah. I would possibly re-roll this to try and get it on resource cost reduction for Masterwork increases. But again, blood overpower damage and resource cost reduction in your tempering. And then whatever you can get basically on your Masterwork increases, as long as it's probably not the stat you don't really need, which on mine is intelligence. And then to wrap it all up, we have a Banished Lord's Talisman. After you spend 275 of your primary resource, your next core skill is guaranteed to overpower, and your overpowers deal increased damage. Mine's a poor roll on that increased overpower damage, but the ones that I have found haven't had basically the maxed out life percentage and the increase to core skills high. Also it's got quite high attack speed increase and the reasonably better than mid overpower damage, which as you can see I've masterworked both. I would probably change that masterwork out if I re-rolled this for the maximum life, but it's a very expensive thing to re-roll right now with masterwork because I've maxed it out. So yeah, and then gem wise we're using emeralds, rubies and diamonds as usual. We have maxed out now. Damn, we have a lot of shadow resistance, but we get an extra 44% from that. I don't think we get shadow resistance from anything else, but yeah, we're just maxed out on these, as you can see, 0.03 above cap. Intelligence is nice to have because it increases all resistances to all elements, but we don't particularly need high intelligence. But that's the basics of the build. Sorry this has been a bit of a long one. Yeah, if you've enjoyed the build, if you're going to try this build, remember to go to Mobalytics and jump on the Unkillable God Surge build for the No Ubers Paragon board. I don't know if that's any different to the two other builds he has in the same page, for the one that has a load of uniques. So the uniques he's running are what's he got? He's got Doombringer, Ring of Starless Skies, and a Harlequin Crest. In the one without the Harlequin Crest, he's still using... Oh, he's got a Tyrell's Might, a Doombringer, and a Ring of Starless Skies. So both of his other builds for this Unkillable God Surge use 3 Uber uniques, which I think for the average player like me just isn't happening. The Overpower one still uses Ring of Starless Skies and Doombringer, but doesn't have Tyrell's Might or a Harlequin Crest on there. I could kind of understand why people are using like Harlequin Crest and Tyrell's Might on them. Just you'd be completely unkillable with the extra resistances they give you, but I don't think it's entirely necessary. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope it was reasonably understandable. If you've got any questions, please put a comment in. I will take any advice I can on whether you think I should go a bit slower through things, whether I don't need to run through. Obviously, I haven't really gone through the Paragon board because that's taken from the Unkillable God Surge build. So yeah, I've got nice. I may go do a couple of tier 7s now while someone's been very nice and walked past me with these. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, and I'll see you then.